Good morning, gents. I hope you're well. So in this tutorial, what we're going to be doing is showing you a very simple way to actually start DLMing. So yield farming, high risk meme coins, but very safely. So what we're going to be targeting is meme coins that are probably about 4 or 5 days old. We don't want anything newer than that. And we want ones that are in kind of a dip, ready for it to kind of floor out. And I'm going to show you some charts so you understand what I'm talking about. And this is a really good tool. I think it's called Tokleo maybe. And it's basically just helps you filter out the meme coins on Meteora. And what it essentially does, instead of looking through the list, unless you're familiar with coins, this is basically a nice way to filter out. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a minimum age of 100 hours, for example. And what we want is we don't want to mess around with too much liquidity and stuff like that. We'll just leave it default. So at the moment, this token is yielding 40%. So it's filtered in by TVL and ratio on what you're earning. 36, 22, kind of, you might think, okay, these aren't great. I can get 900%, but actually the risk curve is much higher. But this is basically a decent-ish list. So we got this token and we're going to have a look at the chart. Now it's 2.8 mil, which is fine. And it's kind of exactly what I was talking about in terms of it's kind of in a dip and we kind of want it just to kind of dance around here. And that's what we're looking for. So this is an okay one. And I'll show you what to do. Copy the contract, go over to Meteora and put it in. Now, this is the important step. We're going to be using a bid-ask strategy. Now, you'll get good at working out which pool to use. I'm going to go with the 1%, maybe. I may go. That will eventually be the best pool, but let's go with the 2% one. 2% one, of course, we're going to make a lot of fees. So just head over to here, and we're not going to buy the token ever. We're just going to put in some Solana. We're going to click bid ask, and what this does, it spreads our Solana out in terms of market cap. So you can see here, between the price of 0.0001 and 19 will be our range. This is where we're providing liquidity. If the price goes down to here, so imagine that's maybe 1.1, we're all the way down, we're providing a lot more Solana than down here. This way, we do not risk our Solana as much. So if it starts to really crash, we can get out before we expend our Solana. And I'm going to show you with the chart, if you click so, and we're between 1 and 1.9. So I'm going to illustrate what it looks like in terms of pricing. So you can get an idea and we can look at the chart together. So we're probably between here and where's 1 here, roughly speaking. So that's our range. To me, it looks like that will be a kind of safe range. Anything lower than here, we're pretty much died off. Now, it's important to go over and actually have a look at the token. You might want to search Twitter and see who's talking about it, what's talking about it, is the community active, do they have a community, etc. And you want to be able to see, I mean, to me, this isn't crazy active, but the chart looks okay. So I may go in with this. I'm going to reset the price and I'm going to go in with a very small 0.2. You can put any amount, but actually the yields will be pretty decent. So we're going to head over and now we've got our pool active. So make note of your entry price and how much you put in. We only put a small amount just for illustration purposes, but that's our range. That's what we want. Now bear in mind, this is the actual pool, so we want to make sure we are on our pool because the price will be different if you want an exact accurate one. So click Solana here, or you can watch the price here in Solana, and we're just going to wait for it to kind of drop to our level, whatever it was. Was it somewhere like here and down to here, basically? So any price movement within that range will earn us fees. Now this is a bid ask strategy, or we're using the bid ask, and what we're doing, we're not providing much LP here. So if the price dips to like 1, you can see 107, 106, 1015, we're not going to earn as much. It's only when it gets to like here we're going to be earning as much. But in theory, we kind of don't want it to fall too much. We kind of want it to fall only to here. If we get to here, it's the danger zone. Now, with a bid ask strategy, I would say reading charts is important. The other important thing is we do not want it to go out of range because we'll expend our Solana. Regardless of how much you put in, it's very possible for the token to just simply keep moving up and dip in and out of it, in and out of it, and you'll earn maybe a couple of dollars, which is fine. We don't know if this token, ideal situation, you want a token to be on a downtrend but floored out like here. This is exactly what I'm looking at because the chances of it dipping, people try and buy some people buy here and then dump on the people for a quick like 2x. That's kind of what you want. You want it to kind of be choppy here. Ideal situation is you want it to enter, it goes right down to the bottom, and you compound it in. This way, it can actually break even at this point. It's very possible to actually break even if the price falls down, if you compound it, because the fees will start to really add up at this way. Your liquidity is concentrated in this way, but it's trial and error. See how it goes. The ideal situation is you do not want, or the unideal situation is you do not want it to go down, fall down here, and stay here and either drop down even further or just stay here. That means you've just lost your Solana, you've converted it into a crappy little token that hasn't done well, and fingers crossed you can see how it moves from here. But in theory, this should do okay. And you can see here we've kind of, I think we've moved down the edge, or we've moved back up now. But in theory, down here you're not going to earn any fees. However, your Solana pretty much will stay the same. It's very important to not exhaust your Solana. If you've done a curve pattern, down here you'd earn a lot of fees, but then you've lost your Solana straight away. You want to hold on to as much Solana in your pool as possible, but still earn the fees, and then compound it back in, and then eventually take your initials out if possible. So try this strategy. It works really well. I probably do not enter any meme coin unless I'm using this strategy.